So what's going on with your driver's license, by the way? Like,
I
out
don't
of
know.
context, they spelled the name on her street name wrong on her address.
They literally missed one letter, and they're sending me through like all these hoops just to get it fixed for one letter that they messed up.
By the way, I told Devon that ghetto mess. And I
Oh
just couldn't
my
believe
gosh, I'm so upset, and I feel like I'm gonna have to end up being that person I don't want to be, because nobody helps you until you start getting like rude and ignorant. And the fact that they're telling me that now I have to have mail when everybody, first off, everybody gets everything, like you get with e-receipts, and like I'm not truly getting that much mail to have like the specific bills that they want. I'm not getting that mail to my parents' house, so I have to change my phone bill to not be electronic or like have e-statements anymore. Get it sent to my parents' house, and I did that. Like I have to wait for the next month to where I even have a bill sent, and I don't know if they're gonna say, "Oh, why did you wait so long when I finally go?" Or like the simple fact that they punched the ID I was using, because at first that's all I had to bring was my old ID. The fact that they punched it at the end of the transaction, and now they're telling me I can't use it because they punched a hole in it. It's like, this whole thing is your fault anyway. And if you used it the first time when it should have been correct, why can't I just use it again? And it's just so stupid, and it's a hot mess. And I'm going, honestly, I don't even know if I care, because they sent my new ID to my parents' house and it got there, so I'm gonna just do it. I think I have that temporary ID lasts until the end of January. I'm gonna do it when I have time, and I'm gonna attempt to be rude, and if that doesn't work and they make me like pay a fee or something, I guess I have to
Hey, a fee
I like
for them. Yeah, I know what you mean though.
It's gonna be so stupid because they already did.
In the law of 63.5B statement 7, it says that no matter what the mistake, it's just gonna make up something.
It's gonna be something dumb, and I have to do that.
it.
Maybe I should take my mom.
Ooh.
I don't know. She's iffy though. She's not a real true like. She's
Rapid
not.
fire?
She don't have some. No, you gotta have.
You think
like,
you're more rapid fire than Glenn?
No, not between me and her. I just think we need another person. I don't know who that person is, but I need somebody that like curses people. Not
my sister Kim.
I need somebody
Shout
that
out to you,
really.
Kim.
My mom's a hit or miss. Sometimes she'll act a little crazy. I need somebody that's like gonna get it done.
Yeah, she would love nothing.
I need an adult to go with
like
me.
my sister would love nothing more.
Oh my goodness.
Than to have an opportunity.
Or she can help me practice. Like
she would love nothing more than to do either
I need somebody to tell me.
Because she'll tell you what to say. Oh, my sister. You know how much? That's why I took her with me car shopping.
Oh really?
Oh man.
You need that person.
You would need Kim,
Mm-hmm.
Kimberly.
Mm-hmm.
You need her.
Girl.
Mm-hmm.
That just reminds me.
Let me know, because Kim will, she's not going to make you feel awkward. She'll be like, okay, Taylor, let's go. What do you need me to, like, she just would love nothing more.
I need to finally be an adult and do it myself.
Okay.
But also,
if you get through from A to Z and you've lost your wit and you just need someone to curse them out, Kim can be your mom. She will pretend to be your mother. I will literally text my sister and be like, I would call her and be like, hey, Kim, Taylor needs you to curse somebody out.
Hilarious.
And she would be like, what? Okay. Sure. Absolutely. In a minute she would.
Because people just do too much. And it's like, you could have just did that without me being rude. You could have just helped me out of the kindness of your heart.
I don't know if we're keeping this in
not.
though. But if you need my sister to curse somebody, like if you get to your wit's end and they make up some dumb law, my sister would love nothing more than
I'll probably
to go
leave and come back with Kim.
Curse, If you need the person, she would enjoy it.
Don't even worry about it. When somebody says don't even worry about it, you know it's gonna be a problem. If they turn around, I'm coming back with somebody. So
with reinforcements, my sister is definitely the reinforcement.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. See, that's the difference between Kelly and Kim.
Right.
Kelly,
levels to crazy.
Kelly is probably like your mom.
Yeah.
Kim.
Yeah, I need that. That person is definitely
my sister is like she's going to get it. I don't care. It's gonna get done.
And they don't leave until somebody else. Like we need to speak to a manager or something needs to happen.
They will be afraid to not get it done if you mess with Kim. Yeah. Either Kim.
That's what we need in our lives. Everybody needs a Kim.
Everybody needs a Kim. Yeah, I know I can go to my sister. My sister, if you've been polite, like you've gone through the polite channels.
Right?
And
then a little bit stern. I can even do a little bit stern, but sometimes people
don't care about your stern.
Not at the DMV because they see that all the time, probably.
Especially in Chicago,
they don't care
with that DMV now.
Yep,
that's crazy. Yeah, let me know. I would be more than happy to call my sister.
I'll let her know when I'm going up there.
If you need reinforcements, we got you.
Yeah.
Did we even do the intro yet? No. Oh, okay. I started asking you about I asked you about your driver's license.
Okay.
I did. Okay.
Okay, here we go. Let me stretch. Get this. Oh god. Okay, are you ready? Hey girl.
Welcome back to
How Did I Get Here?
That's Taylor.
And that's Abby.
And why am I the one today to talk about the topic? Because we really don't know what we're talking about.
Yes.
But we were just sitting here throwing back and forth topics. And I guess I'll start it off today because I came up with the idea of, I don't want to say life be lifing because I am tired of hearing that, but we all think it and know it, but it is true. But sometimes Taylor said it first, and then I kind of started to feel the same way a few days or weeks after her. But do you ever feel like you're running a race? The race of life, no matter what your race is, and you're doing good, you've started the marathon off well, and then you get to like mile, like maybe we'll say 10 in the marathon, you're like, wow, I'm not even halfway done yet. And this is crazy. And you just literally feel exhausted. You get a leg cramp. You don't get a banana for another 3 miles or something like that. Like, you just can't even like see or understand what's going on. You just kind of start to slip back into old habits. You maybe feel like you stopped, but then you feel guilty because you find comfort in those old habits. More comfort than you felt than when you were trying to truck it through the marathon. You feel more comfort in that. And so then you're sitting where I think maybe we both probably are, speaking for myself. You're sitting in the comfort of the things that you shouldn't be doing anymore, just because it's a little bit easier. And you just wondering when you're gonna stop having to pedal upstream constantly because you feel like you've learned the lessons that you already should have learned, or like you feel like you learned the lessons that God is trying to teach you, and then if He would not give you the thing, but like, I don't know how to say it, if He just took away certain issues. Here we go. Okay, hold on. Winter. That quick. She be quick. If God just took away certain issues that you've been praying away, fasting away, then you would be a lot better. But then God just be looking at you like, nope. Not yet.
But then we all know that it's all also for like a reason and a purpose. And I know you all see this too, but like you'll see so many quotes like, oh, you could be pushing somebody away, but at the same time they could be praying to God, like asking for somebody to bring them closer to God, and you're that person. So while you're pushing somebody away, they may need you in their life. And all those whole like all of this is a lesson quotes and videos and snippets that we see on all types of social media platforms. So it's like, I don't know what's going on, I don't know why it's happening, but I'm just praying that it's all for a purpose, and hopefully I'm helping somebody with being present in everyone's life. I don't know. And then also I was thinking like, I was thinking that maybe me slipping and falling back is because like I was putting more faith in God and relaxing, but I think it's two different categories. Like you could be calm and doing less because you're putting faith in God, and then you can also just be doing less because you're like, you also have to help God a little bit. Because I went from like I'm helping a little bit God and I also have faith in you to like not helping at all. And I don't know how I just got so far off and just fell. And I also don't want to, that's the thing too, I don't want to beat myself up all the time either, because I do that a lot too. Like today you didn't do this, last week you were doing this, or over the summer you were reading, you were doing this and that, everything you were supposed to do. You had like all these goals, you were on the right track, and then now it's like I just stopped.
Yes, and I want to interject and say you actually took the words out of my mouth, a thought that I've been having, and you explained it perfectly in a way. The thought of, I think, when I first kind of really started to move down the Christian path of trying to do things a certain way and behave a certain way and be a certain way, first I would guilt trip myself into like feeling bad because I wasn't doing like living up to certain standards, like doing certain things, like reading the Bible enough or listening to God and watching my tongue enough, things like that. Like I felt like I wasn't, when you almost feel condemned, but then you learn, which is always learning. Like God doesn't make you feel condemned, just convicted. So if you feel bad about it and condemned and guilty, that's not God making you feel that way. But it started off with that kind of battle. But then I kind of realized the like, oh, God forgives me no matter what I do.
Yeah.
And it's not that I'm doing it on purpose now. Like, I'm not purposefully doing those things. Right. But it's weird that you find comfort in being like even specifically for an example with me, like even with like reading the Bible, like I haven't been doing it as much, and I actually deleted Instagram off my phone just because I was like scrolling so much. Ooh. But then I've just moved on to Facebook and TikTok because like it's just maybe
so difficult.
I feel like maybe it's just truly spiritual warfare, because I feel like my brain in a way, I think it's an addiction as well, along with spiritual warfare, because
that's a distraction because you're getting.
I think we have to rewire our brains, because we find so much comfort in scrolling. Like for me, by the end of the day, like no matter what you do, no matter what, like I don't think, for me, I'm a mom, I don't really think it matters if you're a parent or not. It just matters with life. Like sometimes you just need an escape. And even if like what were we doing before we hit record? We were looking at loaf checks, like cat loaf, like when the cat says like a loaf on TikTok. We were looking at those videos, you know, like just to escape reality. I sent her a video the other day of these turkeys chasing a car. Like sometimes you just want an escape. It's not you doing anything bad or sinful, but it's just sometimes you need an escape from life and from swimming upstream, running the marathon. It's like, it's one thing to run 26 miles straight versus you run 1 mile a day and then you take a break and then you run. Like I feel like sometimes it's so hard to run the marathon, and I feel like sometimes being a Christian can feel like trying to run a 26-mile marathon all at once versus just like breaking it up. But then sometimes when you break it up, you end up like falling into certain sinful things you probably don't want to do, and it's just hard. But like I said, sometimes it's this fine line of, when is it, you know, innocent loaf checks and watching turkeys chase a car on TikTok, to like then you like not ignoring the Holy Spirit when he's like, okay, get off. You're not reading your Bible enough. And those are just not, those are simple options. But for me, if I'm like putting myself on blast, like watching my tongue, I feel like God has just been telling me to shut the heck up for a long time, and I really haven't been. And I think it also kind of makes it difficult because like we are still in the world, and I feel like if God, now that I'm not saying I want to die, but I'm saying if God just called us all home and blew the dang trumpet already,
it could all be so simple.
It could all be so simple. Like if I was just up in the heavens now, like like I've chosen you, God, I want to be with you, but I think, I don't know, if maybe we don't know as humans on earth, how can we say that we know for sure that being a follower of God is easier in heaven than on earth? I don't know. I'm assuming. We don't know what really goes on up there, but man, it is quite ghetto down here sometimes. And it is just
Please don't tell me it's worse anywhere else.
And that's what, the way the Bible describes heaven, we are not constantly striving and all that stuff.
Right.
So it's just, we're still down here constantly striving, and I think what makes it worse is the things that you used to do before you became convicted. It was easy to do those things, but now I'm doing just the simple, most basic things, and I'm like convicted now not to do certain things, and I'm still falling into those temptations. But it's so hard because it's like being in an ocean and trying not to swim. Like, how do you not swim? I'm in an ocean. Like, what do you mean I can't swim? Like, I can't paddle. Like, you want me to just sink? You almost feel like you're going to sink if you don't, not if you don't engage in certain behaviors, but just do certain things to make your day go by faster. Like I said, whether that's just scroll on TikTok, or even for me when I'm engaging in certain like gossipy conversations, I feel like maybe I shouldn't be engaging in at work.
And you know your potential too. It's like, I know what I could be doing if I wasn't scrolling. Like, I know how much I can get done. I know how creative I am. I know all that I would think of, all the content ideas I would think of.
Things I need to do.
But also at the same time, when you get off work, you kind of do just want to.
Those things don't, and that's what I'm trying to change. I don't want to. I think that's maybe what I need to change. That the Bible, but that's the thing. Reading the Bible did used to bring me more peace than it does now. I feel like in the last 2 to 3 weeks, it's been a lot harder for me to just engage.
It's been a little bit longer for me. I can honestly say I was doing a lot better.
That was shortly after you.
Yeah, I was doing so well, and I was like excited to learn and read, and now I don't know what's happening. Like, it doesn't. I'm not even like, I do it sometimes just because I feel like, okay, like I should be doing it, but like I'm not getting the same, I don't know if the word is excitement, it's just not the same feeling right now. Like I'm not like motivated, or I don't get that same feeling that I did before when I'm reading.
Weird.
And it's just, it's like we're really being distracted right now.
Yes, please,
like, bad.
Make this, if anybody watches this video, make it like a Reddit thread of spiritual warfare you've gone through, or like moments of your life where you were on fire for God, and all of a sudden you just kind of felt like it was a lot more difficult than you expected.
Even listening, I'll listen to Bible stories, and I told you I play it like 1,000 times. It's like even my attention span, like it did not take me that long to get through a Bible story before, and like even my attention span, I just have to keep playing it, and hopefully I'm gonna try to keep turning it into a positive. Hopefully it's a lesson that I'm supposed to hear in the same story, but it's just like I constantly go through the same stories. I'm like, I need to listen to it again because I'm getting distracted. I'm starting to get in my own head and think my own thoughts when I should be focusing on like what the lesson is in the story and what they're talking about. And it's just
a lot.
It's bad.
The devil definitely does not want us to be engaged in our word, but that's just how it is. And it's just I feel like I'm paused in the marathon, and I almost feel bad about it, but then kind of like what you said, maybe I don't know, maybe it's still a season we have to go through. We're not the first or the last people who will ever go through feeling something like this, but it just feels terrible when, like you said, you know your potential. Yeah. And what you can accomplish and what you want to accomplish. Like for me, it's gotten, I want to say it started to get bad because I started the Bible plan, the 365, read the Bible in 1 year, 365 days. And I started it like a few days before New Year last year. So I should be done by the end of December. And it kind of got to be very like lengthy for me. And as I was on fire for God, I kind of wanted to read other sections. Like something would pop in my mind, or I would go to church or listen to a sermon, and a certain chapter or verse, I would really want to explore that for the day. So then I wouldn't have the time or energy to like then read, because it takes like maybe 20 minutes or 30 minutes to like read through all of what and that's the thing, I'm trying not to just read the words, like I'm trying to
interpret it, internalize it, like see the lessons and the value in that message. It's a lot,
but also it's a devotional, not a devotional, but they give like a long explanation of everything you're gonna read. That takes me sometimes almost like 10 minutes to get through of like reading that. Then I have to go through each, and sometimes it's like a lot longer than others. So it could take like 20 or 30 minutes for me to read the whole thing. But sometimes I want to spend like 20 or 30 minutes in something else I was interested in. So basically I'm way behind. I think the date I'm on is somewhere in August, and I'm supposed to be, it's November now, so I'm like a few months behind. And I felt bad about that, and I almost felt God telling me, like, no, if you just pick it up and you read diligently, you can still make
you're still farther than the next person. You're still inspiring people, but I totally get what you're saying.
I had a goal to finish it, but I'm just like, I'm not gonna. But I feel like God's telling me, no, you need to finish it. But then it's so hard because it's like, what's the point of finishing it if I'm just literally reading words? Like, they don't even, they're just words on a page. And I can go through and like scroll and read it, but like you said, at the same time, it's something weird going on in my mind where I'm just not interested, and it's and then I started to be hard on myself, and I feel more guilty as days go on, and my behavior, like I'm still struggling with same things that I was doing before.
I'm still doing the same with music too, and it's like I've switched it to like I'll try to listen to like my gospel playlist and try to listen to like a Christmas playlist. And I'm like, is this like, I still, because the thing with me with music is I get repetitive thoughts. Like having a track or like having music playing gives me, like, I don't know, some people do it with homework, but it gives me like, it puts my mind in a certain spot, and it's almost the same spot, and it's the thoughts that I told you that I just want to get away from. And I feel like I even do that with Christmas music. Sometimes I'll do it with gospel music, and it's like, are you like trying to cheat the system, basically, like still playing music and saying like, oh, I'm doing it for you guys, so it doesn't count, like I'm doing good, but in reality I'm still having the same thought. So it's like, I don't know if I need to just cut it off altogether, like I don't think it's gonna be permanent, but like temporarily just stop it and fix my train of thought and focus, like I said, on listening to the Bible stories or listening to the audio Bible, just so I get a better train of thought. And I'm actually focusing on what I'm listening to versus creating my own like crazy thoughts that I do. And what is it called? Like, not lucid dreaming, but whatever it's called, maladaptive daydreaming, I think it is. I need to really, really get away from that and focus on other things. And yeah, listening to gospel is kind of like my cheat way into still listening to music. And I think I just need to take a second to cut it all off. I don't know when that second is going to be because it feels so good to just have some type of music playing. And I do get comfort in daydreaming and creating my own world in my head. And it's so bad.
Girl.
How?
I feel like maybe God is just trying to tell us that we need to learn. It's going to be so hard to break down this wall, this barrier, but just to find comfort in Him instead of other things. Because for me, you're talking about music. For me, I would have to delete all socials. Like, I deleted Instagram. But I feel like I would have to delete TikTok.
I'm bad with that too.
Because I wasn't bad on TikTok because I was Instagram girly. But then I still kind of felt like I needed a little bit of mindless scrolling, so then I just do it on Facebook or TikTok. And like you said, not me, you were saying that you find comfort in music no matter what it is, like just the sound, listening to it. And for me, I just find a lot of comfort in like mindless scrolling. So maybe I just need to like cut that off. But it would be so hard, but maybe that's what it is.
It's so difficult. I've really been
because we living on this ghetto earth, okay? You need a distraction sometimes. My goodness.
Yes.
But I know God really wants to be our soul, like, soul purpose and like our soul comfort. But like, man, it's a way of rewiring our brain.
And it's like, again, like I know it's not a permanent thing. Like I know I'm not meant to never ever listen to music again. But I have to fix my train of thought first before I can go into listening to music again. And like I said, I need God to be that comfort versus what I'm finding comfort in. Yeah,
same for me in social. I feel like it has to be a balance because I still have thought about entering the world of TikTok because it blows my mind that one of the YouTubers I watched, her name is Catherine Manning. And she moved on to TikTok and she was reluctant to do it. And she made a pretty good business on YouTube. But she moved to TikTok and like now she stopped posting on YouTube for a while. And she's like, I was making comparatively the same or more on TikTok than YouTube. Even with like less followers, less views or whatever.
And all the brand deals you can get, there's other ways. It's just a different platform, a different way.
So I thought about it. So all that to say, like, I don't know for sure if I would like cut it off forever, but I've thought about moving into the world of TikTok because
I think you do amazing over there.
They got to be uploading like 1 billion videos a day because it is so many videos on TikTok.
Yes, you can just scroll for hours, for days, honestly. So,
man, we already tired, y'all.
I know.
Watch us end up being our shortest episode.
Honestly, you were saying this too that made me realize I feel like I don't want to blame everything on working, but I feel like when we both started working, like our creativity, our like motivation for everything, everything just got worse. And I feel bad. I know we're a broken record, but that's our goal, you guys. Like we know we have another purpose and we both know that. And working is a huge distraction. You second that motion, I know, Winter. But yeah, like working can just be a huge it just takes your energy away. It takes your energy
drainer, like,
and that's part of the reason. Like, sometimes like I'll listen to music just to like decompress from the day.
Decompress is the right word.
Helping.
And I think that the point is that God is supposed to help us decompress, not things. But like I said, I've been just in the world, and it's so hard to. It's just so hard.
It's like when I was at home in my own bubble. Yeah, in general, you're still in the world, but still, when I was like in my own bubble for those few months or weeks or whatever, it just, I don't know, it was just
I think it's also hard to decompress with God when you constantly feel like you're failing Him. And you have to live up to a certain standard. And it's not like we're saying in a terribly deep way, but for me, the simple examples I listed, sometimes I feel like a broken record to myself about the things that I want to do and stop doing. So I almost don't find comfort in God sometimes because I can't decompress in a way where I feel like I have a standard to live up to. But I know that's not true because God never says that you have to live up to a certain standard, but also you kind of can't decompress with God because you almost feel like what you're doing. For me, I feel like what I'm not doing is maybe what's holding me back from the blessing that God's not, like I feel like because I'm failing him, like it's just a rabbit hole of like, I'm not doing what he wants me to do. I keep praying anyway, and then now I've gotten to the point where it's like, I feel like, what did we say before? How you don't have to keep striving. Like you almost feel like you don't have to strive anymore because God forgives you anyway. But then you still end up feeling guilty anyways. Even though God forgives you, you feel guilty because you want those behaviors to be done. And it's day after day after day, and you're still doing the same thing.
No.
And then you just
also,
don't
how
find
many
comfort
days?
anymore.
Like you also said, what round are we on? Like what lap in the marathon mile am I in the marathon?
So how can you decompress?
I have.
It's the same thing with running. Like people talk about having a runner's high. Like after a few miles, like of being a really good runner, you feel the runner's high. But a lot of runners who experience runner's high do not feel it throughout a whole marathon. Once you get past like mile 13, 14, 15 or something, you may have had a runner's high at mile 6. But you still got another 20 to go. So it's just not easy to keep like pushing forward. Like how do you decompress and relax from while you're striving? Like you're at mile 20 and you are struggling. Like how do you decompress with that? Like you sometimes feel like you just need a real escape, but that real escape really just, it gets out of hand. So.
Well, no, I guess I have to be my own motivation though. Like through all of this, through however I feel, you just have to pick yourself up and try again.
We were singing a Destiny, me and Devon, my husband, we were singing a Destiny's Child song the other day.
I was in the car listening to their Christmas song, and I probably shouldn't have been. 8 Days of Christmas.
No, I don't.
Girl, look up 8 Days of Christmas by Destiny's Child.
We were listening to, actually, is that Destiny's Child or is that Beyonce? The Ladies Leave Your Man at Home.
Oh, I think that might be all of them.
Yeah, that song, that we were singing. I don't know why that.
Why was the wall helping you sing that song?
Because he was saying, what did he say? He was saying something was bumping.
Oh.
And then it made me think of jumping.
Oh, yeah.
And so then I started to sing it, and then he was like dancing to it. But I can't remember why he said bump. He said, man, it's bumping, or something. And I was like, that just reminds me of Destiny's Child, whatever it is, the Beyonce Destiny's Child. Yeah. My life story.
Oh, man.
Yeah. We're just striving. We're trying. I'm in this weird tornado rabbit hole trying to find my way out.
Yes. Oh my god.
But we all know our real goal. Can't wait to come on here one day and be able to tell y'all somebody quit a job.
I know. It will be great. And we will find the answer soon.
God will, He will bless us soon. There is a thought that keeps coming to my mind about I think I said that story. I think it was Paul in the Bible, but I can't remember who it was, where God said that my grace is sufficient for you.
Oh, yeah.
That keeps coming back, where there was a thorn in his side and he's begging God to take it out. And God does. There are some things where there are some instances I bet you can think of where you asked for something and you almost feel surprised that you were able to overcome it like so easily. There's some things like that, but then other things where you wish that you can really overcome them. God's like, no, my grace is sufficient for you. And I'm like, God, actually, I know you gave us this free will thing, but I wish that you gave us a way to sign it, like get rid of it.
Tell me,
just the Holy Spirit force me to do what I'm supposed to do. Like I wish I can sign away this free will thing.
But even looking back at last year, like I was working a job that I never, like I couldn't even figure out how I was going to get out of this glass box or this imaginary box that wasn't even really there. I'm like, how could I ever leave this job? I've been here for 7 years. Like, I just thought there was no way. And I had honestly, if I'm being honest, I had been feeling that way for about 3 years. Like, I wanted to leave, and I just...
But how long have you been in your apartment then? When did your... Like, when you moved into your apartment, how, like, was...
That's when I started getting the feeling that I did not want to be with the company anymore. Like, it was amazing, a great opportunity, great company. It flowed so well, like, from my major to the job that I was working, but I just knew it wasn't for me, and I just felt that way for so long, and I just never felt like I could take the step. I never had the confidence to actually leap, and look at me now. So I know things can change. I know I have the story and the example of things changing. I know there's stories in the Bible of things changing for people. You just never know, and anything can happen with God. But I don't know, still, I sit here and I'm like, okay, what's next? And how am I going to get to the next step? I can't even imagine myself getting to the next step. I know it'll happen, but
I just try to constantly remind myself that I never would have saw myself exactly where I'm at today.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So it's okay that I don't know what's coming up next, but my goodness, that's part of the reason why I'm failing.
But when you're in the moment, it's like, what in the world? I don't know.
Yeah.
Hopefully in a few months we can say, how did we get here? Because right now I just feel like I'm stuck there.
And we want to get here.
Yeah.
We're there. Yeah, we're trying to figure it out. Yeah. It's a struggle. We're trying to figure it out one day at a time. But I just feel better because I'm going to pray on it tonight. Because I know that God really wants you to come with anything and everything.
Yeah.
Even the hard questions of Him, the accusations, the whatever. Like, God wants you to come with those things to Him so He can heal those things out of you, because He can't heal anything you won't bring to Him.
Right.
So I be talking to God sometimes like, God, I really just want to do this, but you keep, I got morals now and stuff, so whatever. But I'm still not feeling it great. Like, I be trying to talk to God honestly sometimes, because if I go to Him like the King James version of the Bible, I would really never have conversations with Him for real.
Thank you guys for listening.
And we'll see you in our next one.
See you.
Bye.